Alright, so you clicked on this video. You're probably mad at me. But, guys, I really do love Dispatch. It's just, last year, I got heavily into the Dispatch community. And I started seeing some people say, like, oh, Dispatch is like game of the year and it's not even close. And, guys, that's just not true. So, obviously, now we're on the topic of comparing Dispatch to other games here. So, some pretty unfair comparisons are going to be made. Like, obviously, an RPG is going to have more playtime than an episodic game. But I'm going to have to make these comparisons because people think that Dispatch is game of the year. It's just not. Um, so, uh, let's start with the thought that actually gave me the idea for this video. And that's the volume of content in Dispatch compared to other Game of the Year contenders. So, Dispatch typically has a total runtime of 8 to 10 hours. Compare that to Hollow Knight Silksong, 30 hours average playtime, Hades 2, 30 hours average again, and Clair Obscure Expedition 33 with a 20-hour average. Even if I gave Dispatch 16 hours to account for a second playthrough, it still doesn't surpass any of these games. And that's not even considering these other games should also be given then more hours to account for a second playthrough. But I'm just trying to have mercy on Dispatch here, guys. For perspective, Expedition 33's cutscenes alone are almost as long as the entire game of Dispatch. And Dispatch reuses some assets for minor decisions. Mostly swapping voice lines, and production wise, I know that takes a lot of effort, but the total content is still smaller. And that includes replay value as well. Now, being episodic, Dispatch has a very low replay value. Besides a few major decisions, most dialogue choices don't change much. And honestly, I don't even need to explain the comparison to other games. You could easily spend 50 plus hours on a single Hades 2 or Silksong playthrough. And that's not even accounting for the gameplay depth now. Because obviously an episodic game is not gonna have the best gameplay depth, like movement tech, combat mechanics, resource management, combos and builds, and crafting. Because it's not fair for you to expect the episodic game to have this. But if we are comparing Dispatch to other Game of the Year contenders, I mean, this has to be brought up. So, I mean, I can't say much more on the topic of gameplay depth, really. But I guess now for world building, Dispatch has some of the best character dialogue and character building slash arcs and development out of any games we've seen, really. It's just really good. I mean, that's why the story is so good, because it's about the characters and that stuff. But in my opinion, I feel like the world building in Dispatch, there could have been more. And obviously there's gonna be more world building in these other games because like they 20-hour plus games. But I mean, we're making this comparison now. And I really enjoyed the first two episodes of Dispatch. Like when Blonde Blaze is like flying you through the city, it's just like so cool seeing this whole new world, and then being introduced to all these new superheroes like Phenomenon. It was really great. But after those episodes, I feel like the world building in that area slowed down a bit. I wish there was more to see of this comic book world. But I'm sure they'll do that in future seasons. And I also think some content in Dispatch was cut, probably because of COVID. But the same could be said for most of these other games, really. Uh, but I mean, that's all I have to say, guys. I'm sorry this video couldn't be longer, but that's all I have in my notes. And I'm not going to be a commentary channel that says the same thing over and over and makes the video 20-minute long while you watch like reloop Skate 4 gameplay, or Skate 2, sorry, or whatever. I don't know how many skates there are anymore. Um, But I guess thanks for watching, and